Welcome back to Cookies and Milk, episode 41.
Welcome back to Cookies and Milk. I'm your host, internet celebrity, Stupid Export.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm your internet nobody, William.
I'm Ben.
I'm assistant.
Oh, wacky.
When you're Ben, I'm assistant. When you're Stupid Export, I'm William.
Terrible way to live.
We live on opposite ends of the world. We can never see each other.
You're the dark side of the moon.
That's so weird. Wouldn't that be weird?
You're the dark side of the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm part of the moon, but no one ever sees me.
My favorite Transformers movie.
Oh boy. We can't make any commentary on this Transformers movie. We've watched so few of them.
I watched all three of them.
What? Even though it's Mark Wahlberg?
I haven't watched that one.
Watch that one, huh?
I'm not
the one
gonna
where they're
do that.
knights?
I'm not
Where
gonna-
they're the knights with the swords?
I'm not going to watch any more Transformers movies because I'm not in my high school IT class anymore.
Did they make you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Our teacher was so bad that sometimes he would just put on movies and it was like, oh, because they're CGI movies. Like, use IT. Cookbook, wake up.
So did you... Cookie's just laying on the ground. Did you... Fuck. Fuck. I dropped... Wow, you gave yourself such little milk.
I gave you too much milk. Bud?
Yeah, I was going to say a bit too much milk.
Fuck off with that.
The topic for the podcast today?
SNES Mini.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo Mini. We're trying to keep things topical and relevant before they're sold out again.
Right.
Which is now.
They're not out. It's not out
It's
yet.
already, they already pre-ordered.
It's out in September.
It's already, pre-orders are already done.
Shit.
Like, Nintendo was like, don't worry, we're going to make more this time. And then, like, I think a UK retailer already, like, pre-ordered more than they were getting, which is just like, come on.
That's rough.
Come on with that.
Nintendo, you gotta understand how much of a popular company you are.
Yeah, and it's just like...
We're having off-brand Oreos today.
Right. Nintendo has, like, literally no idea... Oh, that was so loud. Nintendo has no idea how, like, scarcity works and how supply and demand works.
Scarcity?
Scarcity? What did I say? Scarcity?
Scarcity, yeah.
Nintendo has no idea how Scarcity works. It's like they've never even been there. Scarcity is the name of my hit new place in my upcoming dystopia novel.
Okay.
Anyways, they do this all the time. They did this with the Switch. They did this with Amiibos. They did it with the NES Mini, and now
They
they're
did
doing
it with Earthbound on the Wii U Game Shop.
This is a digital product, and they ran out of it somehow.
Yeah.
Which
Not
is
enough
just
copies on the USB stick.
Not enough codes. Like, make more codes, you weirdos.
You weirdos.
You weirdos. Make more product. Like, there was a thing, and it was like, Switch is already sold out everywhere. Like, is that a good thing?
It's not a good thing. That reflects poorly... Okay. It's a double-edged sword. It reflects well on the popularity of the product, and it reflects poorly on the company for not being prepared to sell this much.
Right.
But at the same time, if you make a lot and don't sell a lot...
Yeah, you're in the hole.
Yeah. So I guess it's better to meet... meet demand with low supply when you have the ability to make more of the supply.
But it doesn't seem like they ever make more. And these things just get fucking scalped.
They made more Amiibos.
Eventually.
Yeah.
It was a big problem for a while there. Also, what was it? I was talking to somebody, and it was like, the Switch had a real big starting, but now the PS4 is back to outselling it. It outsold it last month. And I'm like, of course, because have you
Switch?
Yeah, outsold the Switch. And I'm like, of course, have you seen any Switches in stores?
Yeah.
For people to buy? I've seen one. Since it came out.
Not many Switches.
I gotta give her a little bit of milk.
So much milk came out of that cup.
I know, I couldn't stop myself.
These were pretty good cookies. They absorb milk well, and they taste pretty good when you chomp into them.
I haven't done any yet.
I have done all three of mine, and I'm going to chug my milk.
Okay, hold on. God. But I'm trying to think.
Think of what?
Do they do this with more things? They never had this problem with, like, games or anything.
Did we ever hear about this with the I just said Earthbound.
I mean, like, physical games.
Well, I mean, if they meant the same supply and demand, if they launched Breath of the Wild alongside of the Switch, they must have had enough Breath of the Wild copies to be alongside the Switches, because who would buy a Switch without Breath of the Wild?
Right, I always see Switch games in stores, but I never see Switches, period.
I don't see Switch games in stores.
I've seen a couple.
I don't go to stores a lot. I'm sure, actually, yeah, I don't think I've been to a single game store ever since the Switch came out. Maybe the Exchange? But I don't know. There was another topic, right?
I wanted to talk about power creep.
Yes, power creeping in games.
In games, yeah.
Now, Ben, what is the definition of power creep?
So power creep is when things continue to come out over and over and over again. When a game has to keep trying to impress you with things, and if you put out one strongest thing, one be-all, end-all thing, people are going to get bored of it.
Right.
You have to create something even stronger than that.
Uh-huh.
So, a good example of this is Pokemon. Pokemon has gotten absurd with how the... what are you doing?
I'm just adjusting it to see if we can get closer to us.
Right. Pokemon has gotten absurd with the levels, like Mega Mewtwo Y had a special attack stat of like a billion zillion.
Yeah, and then Mega Rayquaza became the strongest thing.
Take a hit from it and then just not die, and it's just like, how is that possible?
What? Mewtwo Y can take a...
No, Mega Mewtwo Y Ice Beam on
Mega
Rayquaza 4 times weak to it, and it just would not die. And it's just like, alright, that's reasonable.
It's pretty good. But that's to be expected from a Mega Evolved Legendary, you know?
But it's just, it's not even Mega Evolved.
Yeah, it is.
It's got that weird Dragon Ascent thing.
Oh, but it has the Mega Evolution symbol next to it.
Right. But there was some weird thing about it that it wasn't like...
Ben, open the door for Rubble.
Sure. Was it, Kyogre and Groudon's Origins form? Or their Delta
Primal.
Forms? Primal forms? That wasn't Mega Evolution.
Oh, it's Delta Rayquaza.
Yeah.
It's not Mega Rayquaza.
Right.
They're the only thing that haven't had a it's non-traditional Mega Evolution. They're the only 3 that have it.
Right. And it's fine, like, but what was my favorite thing? Mega Rayquaza was so good that they were banned in the Anything Goes bracket.
They made a new tier for him.
Yeah, it was banned in Ubers.
Yeah.
And Ubers is already just like anything goes. Like you can do anything in Ubers. This is where you bring your 6th legendary team.
Right.
Too.
That new tier is just him.
Yeah. The new tier is Anything Goes.
Oh, right, of course.
But
if you have Rayquaza, then you win.
Yeah. It's the equivalent of
who can fight Delta Rayquaza?
Stuffle. Beware can tank a hit from Mega Rayquaza.
Really?
Yeah.
It is a tank of a bear.
Yeah, it's...
I was trying to remember who Beware is.
Yeah, it's the big pink black bear. Oh,
right.
Speaking of Pokemon, episode 40 was where we were talking about Pokemon again, and you were like, wouldn't it be cool if episode 4 was the episode we were talking about the Regirock and everything? It was episode 5.
Dang it!
Yeah.
Dang it!
Yeah.
We were so close, but whatever. That was a good topic. But power creep has started to somewhat appear in Treasure Cruise Japan.
I don't know if you can say somewhat.
It makes sense though.
Yeah, I mean,
with the natural progression of the game going into the new world, it makes sense that units there are stronger than units before the red line.
This is just how things work. Games have to try really hard to dodge this power creep and like not let it bleed into their games. And they do this with different strategies and techniques. But if your game is just, hey, every so often we'll give you cool things to play the game with, you're going to have power creep. It's an undodgeable thing.
Yeah.
There's only so many ideas for the best thing you can have before the best thing is just another thing but better.
Right. I'd say Kingdom Hearts is the worst at this. Japanese Kingdom Hearts. Because it's so much.
Yeah.
Every single medal you show me is like, look at this thing. It just does this thing, but better. And it's like, it's now, that boosts strength up to 5 times.
Yeah.
And also another strength stat up by 2 times. And it's like, you showed me something that did 4 times in 1 time.
No,
I'm just.
Yeah, but the current, they changed the way, because before it was like you can only go strength up times 3.
Right. For anything.
And down times 3.
But now it's times 6.
Times 7.
Okay.
So.
When they add the 7.
It was always 7.
What?
It was just.
Okay. I'll never get there.
Yeah. Never in the English version. But, so I learned this.
I don't know. I have my blue team is pretty good on that. Like, I have the Illustrated Kairi, Illustrated Terra.
Oh, yeah.
Moana. Then it's a key art that lowers their blue defense by 2.
Yeah.
And then Zexion.
Right, of course.
Gilted Zexion.
Because you gotta hit him with something.
It's pretty good. If I can get a Gilted SP Roxas, then that's game.
Yeah, that's where you put that. But it's just like... Oh, and that's not even the VIP medals. Like, I don't even look at the VIP medals because I just get disappointed.
Christ.
They're just all 0, increase like 2 different strengths by 3, and restore gauges, and it's just like...
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Like, I'm tempted to pay in to get that, but at the same time, I'm fine. I'm doing great.
Right.
But, like, the going thing on medals now, it's Sephiroth, Roxas, and now Xion, who just increase magic-based, strength-based, or speed-based strength by 5, lower defense by 3, lower strength defense by 1, and up your normal strength by 1.
Oh, my God.
And it's just, like... Not including their multiplier. Like, they're not, like, shabby multipliers either.
Of course not.
And it's like, this is unstoppable. Why would you ever put old Kairi in your team when you can do this for
Illustrated
one
Kairi
less?
used to be so good on that, on Japan, right?
Illustrated Kairi used to be the be-all, end-all. But then they were like, oh, we made a different Kairi who's just way better.
It's still the case on English, though. She's still a good unit on English.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some Treasure Cruise power creep. Akainu changed the game because he introduced a consistent ×4 multiplier, in which if you have a red orb, you get the ×4. But I wouldn't, like, you might say, oh, he's the best, right?
I would.
He's not. He's good if you have all 50 cost units, and it's really only good if it's a full red team. I mean, you can have Rainbow Akainu team. It won't work the best
because they won't be matching when they get his full boost.
So orb amplifiers are useless unless you are using them strictly for Akainu.
Right.
And I mean, I guess that's fine if you want to make Akainu the strongest hard-hitting unit in the game, but not a lot of units work well together with that.
You're making, like, specific scenarios.
That being said, I got Sugo Lucci pretty early in on my Japanese version, and he is an Akainu's powerhouse. So I just made an all-red powerhouse Lucci team with Akainu as the friend captain, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Akainu works so great with it, especially because he amplifies the... gets the better chance of getting red orbs.
Right.
And so now that Sugo Lucci's getting an evolution with a 3.5 times booster with a matching orb, I'm likely to just deconstruct my entire red team instead of making a normal powerhouse team and just making that.
Right.
Putting my powerhouse units on there.
Just trying to get as efficient as is possible.
Yeah. But it's not bad on it's not that bad on Japan. What it is bad is just some of the... We're getting into the point where units are pushing past 3 times.
Yeah, like just naturally, not even...
Now that Akainu really showed everyone how far you can go, him and Time Skip Luffy are the gold standard for Sugos. Not so much... I'll put 4th gear Luffy somewhat lower. Evie, outside. Evie, you want to go outside?
She wants to go up on your lap. Get up on your lap.
Come here. come here. Pick her up. What? She's fighting me. You gotta put Cookie down. Oh no. Go. Alright.
Alright, anyways.
Because after 3 turns, he does bind himself for like 10 turns or 7 turns.
Bad.
Which, if you have a unit that just gets rid of bind, that's fine.
But you need to slot a space on your team for that.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing to do, because you'll deal with bind any other time. But, so, 4th gear Luffy, it's time skip Luffy, Akainu, and now Nekomamushi is pushing that as well. Except he's not a consistent attack booster. If you have a TND, a recovery, anything that's not a colored orb,
right,
it is you get 0, you get no multiplier from him. But if you have a colored orb, you get 3.75 times. So that's pretty good. That's the closest. That's the closest you get. That isn't 4. That is not times 4. So that's pretty good if you have a boosted orb rate.
Right.
But even then, if you take Nekomamushi into a level where they where it's like, oh, you'll only get TND and recovery orbs on this quest.
Then you're just gonna die.
So you'd much rather take someone like Fujitora on there, but Nekomamushi's practically useless there.
But that's like, how many can you name?
Not many places do that.
Yeah.
But there are certain fights where it's like, I'm going to...
If an enemy like just removes all your slots?
Removes all your slots, or puts block slots on there and locks them.
Or even turns. Just like...
There's also people that can seal your slots.
Or people who just give you recovery?
Yeah.
Like, the people who just like, hey, have some meat. And it's just like, oh, well, fuck.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say this. With every new... They're pretty good at coming up with things, because they just invented the slot sealing.
Right.
And they've added ship binding, so you can't use a ship.
Right.
Also, I like to... What's fun is, if you look at the sectioned off, units from the Grand Line, units from the East Blue...
Right.
East Blue units are a joke. Other than, I guess, Arlong, for some reason, Arlong's just 1500 attack.
Right.
But it's fun how it's portioned that way. But I don't... Bless you.
Thank you.
There's also a new... Also, non-Sugo units are pushing past ×3, because I told you about Aokiji. But I don't know, I think he's on Korea only.
But, if you just look at 2.75, used to be that's Sugo level, that's so good.
That's Sugo level.
New World Chopper?
He
2.75 powerhouse.
Fixed 2.75 powerhouse.
No question.
Yes, but recovery to 0. I know, but sometimes you need recovery.
Yeah, sometimes it does matter, but, that's good. That's fine.
That's good. It's I dare say, better than Boa Hancock.
Who's 2.75.
When she's not super evolved. When she's super evolved, that's pretty good.
Let's go off topic from Treasure Cruise.
Of course.
Because power creep happens in games when it's not just oh, hey, we're just consistently trying to make new units. Also, Smash?
Power creep in Smash?
Do you remember when the DLC was first coming out and they were it's Mewtwo? Everybody, Mewtwo's here. And it was just oh, Mewtwo's pretty cool. Lucas is here. Lucas was pretty good.
Good old Melee and Brawl Mewtwo and Lucas.
Yeah, it's fine. Ryu is here. And it's oh, Ryu's pretty strong. Cloud and Bayonetta are here. And it was just Bayonetta.
Corrin's here.
It's Bayonetta going to be banned. Bayonetta needs nerfing. Cloud needs nerfing. Cloud infinite combo. Or Bayonetta infinite combo. Cloud 0 to hundreds in 30 seconds. And it's just you would...
Any character can do that if they're good enough. But
these characters felt like they were made to do it.
Yeah.
And it was like, there's a certain point in a power creep where you have to, when you're creating DLC like that, you feel like you have to make it worth the $5.
Yeah.
You have to give a reason to want to buy this. Besides the fact that it was just Bayonetta and Cloud.
Like, who wouldn't buy that?
Somebody at Nintendo thought that wasn't enough. They had to make these characters, like, amazing.
Yeah.
Because that was all For Glory was for a while. Cloud, you want For Glory and you just
then always
Cloud or Bayonetta.
Then just a Ness doing his up E.
I mean, in 2v2.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2v2.
The worst thing I've ever seen.
Is literally just like one person does one thing and the other one is Ness doing his up B. And it's just like, cool.
You hit yourself. How'd that go for you? What did you do? You slammed your...
like, went really fast down on my finger.
It's bleeding!
I know, my finger's at a 90-degree angle.
Oh no! Let's keep going.
Just keep powering through it.
I'll just snap it back together with my cup.
What?
Like you put it on.
Oh, like I put on, you just
like
a hammer.
I do that, and then
Good thing the folks at home couldn't see what you were.
I think they know what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
I was smashing it onto your dick.
Of course.
Couldn't see what I was miming. What else would I be miming other than snapping your finger back into place with a cup?
I didn't imagine the exact action of it, but you like mimed the action. For the folks at home, imagine my fingers bent at an angle.
You're flipping me off.
So I put it on the table, and it's sticking up at 90 degrees, and he just takes the cup horizontally and smashes it.
And then but I like as soon as I catch it, I do this.
And you like slam it down.
Like I bring it down to I'm scared of holding my cup so strongly because I'm afraid it might smash because I'm a strong man.
Of course.
I'm not strong at all. What? You think I'm strong? You look doubtful.
I don't like this bit. I don't like any part of this bit. Like,
what, that I'm a strong man?
I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's good.
It's not funny. I'm super serious. I am a strong man.
You said you weren't a strong man.
How dare you?
Yeah, you just said you weren't.
How fucking dare you? That hurts to hear. Let's go back to the pod. Let's rewind it. I'm a strong man. I'm not a weak man. That's for sure, Ben. I don't know why you would ever think that. That's the rewind. Oh, I can't do anything. We went back too far.
Oh,
I'm drowning in milk.
Oh, way too far.
That's a poll for episode 1 viewers.
Was that episode 1?
Yeah, when we were deciding how to do it, and it was just cookies, and then I said I'm drowning in milk. You said, why? That was the first time we cracked.
So funny.
That's the first time we cracked up on the pot. We gotta look that up.
Yeah.
After this is
actually
done.
getting my phone. We'll listen to it right now.
I'm not doing that. We might get copyrighted by ourselves.
Who are these fuckers?
You know about these fuckers on the internet? They're stealing our podcast. Oh, I thought of something funny. Stephen Hawking just had a party for time travelers.
Right.
And he sent the invitations a day after the party. And it's like, this proves that time travel doesn't exist because they didn't come. And I'm like, maybe no one wants to come to your party, Stephen Hawking.
You ever think about that one?
Maybe you didn't have good hors d'oeuvres.
There's like I think there's a postulation about that online. And it was like, what if I threw the best party in the world, in the history of the universe, and then time travelers would have to come back? And if they do exist, well, then we create like a black hole all of a sudden, because there's like so much time traveling in this exact spot. And if they don't exist, well, it's just a good party.
Yeah. But I try to fucking break my brain on that.
Thinking about time travel?
Thinking about time travel, like, how would I be able to get it into a time traveler's hands? Like, if I sent a package out to someone, who would I send it to? Like,
me.
Would I make a package, like, to be opened 300 years from now?
Yeah.
Like, who would get it? Who would get that? And also be like, the note would say, if you're reading this and time travel exists, send this note back to me. And Like, I put this message in the box, and
Sure,
I close the box. Would the box immediately summon, like...
Appear next to you?
Appear next to me?
When
would I open it up and then take out the letter?
You ask...
And say, fuck you, and I put it back down.
You write down and send it back to this exact time in this exact place.
Yes.
And then, like, as you're writing it and putting it in the box, it would appear next to you, hypothetically.
What if I had gotten the letter from the future?
And that's what encouraged you to put it in the box in the first place?
Like, I was sitting there, and the box appeared, and I opened it up, and it was the letter. And I put the letter back in the box, and I opened it, and then, like, I buried it. And then it comes back.
Because someone in the future...
It would be an infinite loop
of
box.
This seems like an easy enough loop where you write a letter to yourself. Or you check the mail one day, and it's a letter to you.
Right.
And it's like, it just says, put this back in the mail.
And the mailman takes it, and then it's like, I guess he didn't want the mail.
And then you put it back in the mailbox, and then you send it to go, and then that's it. And then, but through all of time, you get this. And it just says, put it back in the mail.
What is the origin of the letter, though, you know?
That's the question, isn't it? When did this loop start?
That's the... To bring it back to video games, that
No,
happens.
it was you putting it in the mail in the first place.
To bring this back to video games, that's the question about the Song of Storms. Because it does...
Oh, because
you go ahead in time...
And the guy was like, this guy annoyed me so much with his song.
This guy with this ocarina played this song and made the windmill crazy. I'll play it for you. And you go back in time...
And then you make the windmill crazy.
Play the song because you have to. It's part of that future.
Yeah.
But who made the song?
Yeah, what happened here?
Where did the song come from?
This is why time travel can't exist. Is because there's no way. There's no way to start any of this.
Yes.
In order for these loops to exist, for people to go back in time, you created a situation where the past is different. And you split off into different timelines.
Right.
And, like, I don't like it.
So, I think in the Kid ending, does the Song of Storms exist?
Yeah, because you play it.
But do you play it? When does Link go back in time to?
Does he go back in time before he learned the Song of Storms?
Does he go back in time before any of it happened?
I wouldn't think so.
How does time progress in the 7-year gap and the before 7-year gap? Like, does time progress in the same?
Nothing can possibly...
Does time stop when Link goes in the future?
Nothing changes depending on what you do in the... Nothing changes in the future based on what you do in the past, right?
Yes, you do. Yes,
Things change?
No. You're not...
When you go to the future...
That's an alternate universe.
Yes.
That doesn't exist.
Yes.
That isn't based on...
Instead of time traveling, you're jumping...
Dimensions.
You're
jumping dimensions.
You've never watched Steins Gate, have you?
Anime?
Yeah, it's an anime.
I've seen stuff of it.
Steins Gate is all about Worldlines. It's, instead of, like, time going on one thing, it's several different streams. So when you play the Ocarina of Time and you jump forward, instead of jumping forward, you're jumping world lines. You're in a completely different universe.
So you just cut and run.
Yeah.
When you play the Ocarina of Time and you fast forwarding?
You're not fast forwarding.
Like, hold on. When you pull the Master Sword out?
Yeah.
That's you being... Okay. So it's not the Ocarina. So you're jumping. You're jumping to it, but do you jump back when you put the sword in? Or do you jump to a different existence? Do you jump back and forth, or are you just jumping forward and forward and forward?
I think you...
Until you get it right.
I think you can skip back between the two world lines. You're trying to get back to the original world line.
Okay.
You're trying to make things right in both world lines.
And how would you explain Majora's Mask, though? Because you're warping time.
Dead.
You die, and you go to a different world line?
Yeah, I think you can hop onto another world line. There's the theory where Link is dead, and it doesn't matter.
Of course.
But there's you can have the same theory where you've jumped onto another world line entirely.
Right.
When you got warped back, you hopped onto a different world line.
So it's not necessarily... when Link rewinds time,
Yeah.
he is falling through multiple circles of clocks. That could be seen as a gate
To a different world.
To a different world.
Yeah.
So Link isn't saving. He's damning a lot of lives every single time he goes back. He goes back in time.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I can't do what I need to do here.
So
I'll get it right in the next exact same world.
Right. You can see it as he's going back to the same world line over and over and over, but there's no way to know that for sure.
Yeah.
Considering because no one knows where the Song of Storms came from, when he jumps into this Link in the 7-year gap, he could have, by all means, just taught him the Song of Storms. Mm-hmm. Like, this could be a world line where he already knew the Song of Storms from some other place and learned it and put it here.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
And then you jump to another world line with the knowledge of what that other Link in that other world knew.
So do you think Majora's Mask is, So, I think every single time you rewind time...
Yeah.
The Mask Shop man is following you. He's the same guy. He knows you got your ocarina back because you met him in the next world.
Yeah, so he's also a world traveler, a world line traveler.
This is so fun.
Yeah.
So, he's jumping with you.
Yeah.
So, but he thinks that as soon as you got the ocarina back, he thinks you got the mask back. Because that's the only way you could have gotten to this next world.
Right.
If you failed, then he would have gotten to the next world, and he just would have kept jumping until another Link comes.
Until he met another Link.
So what happens?
So here's this hypothetical here.
No one knows Link in this area.
Right. Here's the hypothetical. Instead of this being the same Link, you are merely inhabiting another Link.
So you're
in another
thinking
world line.
Link is a lich?
No, I think Link
consciousness?
I think Link is a universal constant. There's a Link in every single world line.
Of course. So you think, just like there's every single other person in the world line.
Right. And when you travel through these worlds, you wake up as that Link.
Do you wake up as also with the same tattle? The same fairy?
Maybe?
Do you think that tattle gets the same knowledge as the previous tattle? It only makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Or do you think...
That tattle just knows what that tattle knew.
Okay, that would make sense. Because she's next to Link when he world jumps?
Right.
This is so good. This is such a good topic. So, I'd say it pretty much ends with Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask with the whole world jumping thing.
Right.
Do you think anyone else
can world jump?
Do you think the Skyward Sword Link world jumped whenever he went through a gate of time? Or do you think that is literally just going back in time? I think it's just going back in time.
I think that one's literally time because you see the effects of what you do, right? That one's got actual physical implications on what happens.
Yes, because... Yeah, because it's spoilers for Skyward Sword. The Impa from the past comes to the future.
Yeah.
And that Impa, the young Impa, eventually becomes the old Impa of the present. She stays in the past and becomes...
Oh, and becomes the old... Oh,
that
Jesus.
Impa. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
And she still has the bracelet that Zelda gives her when she's the young Impa.
Oh,
when she's old.
Yeah.
So I think that proves that it's not alternate universes.
Yeah, instead of jumping through... That was literally traveling through time, as opposed to Ocarina of Time, which is a weird, more world jumping than anything else.
It seals... So, in Ocarina of Time, you get sealed in a dimension outside of the world.
Right.
And then you are brought back 7 years into the future.
Right.
So, at some point, like, you're in an outer dimensional realm. You're in an other realm. So it only makes sense that you can go to a different area that is just a place that did not have Link.
Right, it's a world line where none of this happened. Where everything happened differently.
Yes?
Yeah?
How does Link de-age?
What I'm imagining... So, what exactly...
Do you think he's transferring his consciousness?
Yeah, I think he's transferring... Instead of being a different person when he... or instead of being the same person when he wakes up, he transfers his consciousness into the Link that exists in this world.
So, if that's the case, then Zelda... transferring Link back, does one Link need to die for the other to live? Because Zelda was pretty solemn with grown-up Link at the end of Ocarina of Time. She's like, I gotta send you back.
Yeah.
So, do you think she had to kill adult Link in order for Kid Link to survive?
I think when she sends Link back in time, that's the end of that world line.
Do you think... That can't be true. Because of the timeline.
Or... Yeah, it creates a different... It sends the world on a different timeline.
It alters the world's state to something different.
Yes. I think she needs to send him back, and she knows that this is a different... Because this is a different Link than the one who should exist in this world.
Right.
It's a Link that's merged consciousnesses with the Link that is supposed to exist here.
They've been linked together.
That's the name of this game theory episode.
This isn't game theory. I'm sure someone's listening to this podcast just saying, like, what the fuck are they talking about?
We've been making no sense. We dropped a couple ambience before this episode.
The Oreos, quote unquote.
Dude, honestly, I do want to do back when I was, like a while back, I wanted to do, like, drunk streams. But I want to do streams where I just drop an Ambien.
I'm not doing
You're
that.
not going to drop an Ambien with me?
No.
Alright, how about cold
I gotta
medicine?
take you home today.
Not right now. I mean, obviously not right now.
Of course.
How about cold medicine?
I'm not doing that.
What?
Maybe if I'm sick,
We do.
I'll take a cold medicine.
6 stream sounds fun.
Let's both get sick at the same time.
Yeah, next time we're sick at the same time, we'll stream.
No, it'll be fine if one of us is sick.
Right.
Like, you get sick a lot. Like, you get allergies pretty bad, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like...
Let's do that.
I think we pop a NyQuil, and we take a 5-hour energy.
No.
And then we record.
And then we die at the end of the stream.
We inject the NyQuil into one arm, and then the 5-hour energy into the other arm.
Okay, well, I'm going to put that on the shelf, because we're not getting anywhere with that. I love talking about Nintendo theories, like, because I love the Alpha Koopa theory, and I'm enjoying this jumping from Worldline thing.
Yeah. You should watch Steins Gate. If you ever get a chance and you're bored, find it at the library.
What?
And just check it out.
What was that?
You know, the library.
Quote unquote?
Quote unquote.
Crunchyroll?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if it has Steins Gate, but yeah, find some site where you can pay to access it.
I'm not paying for Steins Gate, man.
I just did the air quotes around pay because I know.
I read the manga.
I don't think there is a manga. You can
Manga Fox,
you
do
can play
your
the visual
stuff.
novel. It's on like PS4.
Fuck. What?
Yeah, it's a visual novel because it feels exactly like Disgaea Infinite, where you hop on a
I guess
different.
that makes sense.
You hop onto Worldlines.
Do you think Disgaea Infinite? I guess that makes sense. Disgaea Infinite.
Infinite Worldlines.
Always, there's an infinite world. Every single time but that's kind of dark.
Yes.
Don't you think? It's so dark. Like,
I mean, that's the
think
point.
about how many puddings are getting ruined in
I
Disgaea
know.
Infinite.
That's the plot of Steins Gate, is how literally fucked up this is.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh man, time travel, fun time. Oh no.
So do you think the Happy Mask Salesman is a time god?
No.
You think he's just a time...
I think he's a
traveler, but...
I think
he's an interdimensional being?
I think that Zelda... Because Zelda can see the future? That's how Zelda knows to stop you? Zelda can see into other world lines.
Stop you to do what?
To send you forward in time. Knows to send you forward in time. Zelda knows that, right?
Oh, in Skyward Sword... Well, she is a god. She's the reincarnated goddess.
But I'm talking...
Skyward Sword does a lot of stuff.
I'm talking specifically Ocarina of Time. How does she know to send you forward in time? She's just like, I hope this shit works.
They don't. She doesn't do it.
Who sends you?
The Sage of Light seals you in the Master Sword, or the Sacred Realm, or whatever. Not the Sacred Realm. But
I'm trying to talk into that, Rabab.
I was. Oh, Skyward Sword. Another thing that shows that it's Whoa. That shows it's time travel, is that in the Sacred Temple, there is this, like, amber stone behind a door. You can just barely see it, and it turns out that's Zelda.
Oh.
And in the past, like, Zelda is like, I'm going to be sleeping to hold back demise. I'm sure you'll be able to wake me up then, in the future. And yeah, she seals herself in there for like thousands of years. Not thousands of years. Hundreds of years.
6 days.
Wait, yeah. Impa gets old fast. But yeah. So it's the same Zelda.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Zelda being near that Zelda would probably cause the universe to implode because it's the same matter.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I don't know. It's
a little bit...
Impa talked to Impa.
That's just how things happen sometimes.
Bruce is like, I'm going to say in the past, Link. What? Insane, Bruce. Why are you making a choice like that?
Is that what Bruce does?
He does not do that. But wouldn't it be funny if Bruce was just like, I'm saying in the past.
I'll see you in the future.
You won't, Bruce. You'll die. Impa got super lucky with the whole living long. You think that's luck?
Living long?
That Impa was able to live that long.
Yeah. Like sheer force of will.
I don't know. I think she just dies at the end. I think she was cursed. Or...
She's a lich. But the message she has to Zelda is the
lich.
phylactery.
What? Phylactery?
Is that how you say it? I've
Yes.
always said it phylactery.
When have you ever said it, though?
I play Magic.
Phylactery. Because that's how they say it in Dragon Age.
Huh.
Yeah. Phylactery sounds much better than phylactery. Jesus Christ.
It's a weird word.
Why would Impa be giving her a phylactery, though?
The words is the phylactery.
What words?
The words she has to say. What does she survive for? Why is she that old?
To watch over Zelda and the Master Sword.
Alright, so her...
And the Gate of Time.
Alright, so she can die knowing that all that stuff is good.
And that Groose is there.
Groose is her phylactery.
Phylactery.
And when you kill Groose at the end...
No, you do not kill Groose.
Because he's the final boss.
No.
She dies.
Uh-uh.
I've never played Skyward Sword. I've seen like 30 seconds of gameplay.
You have no idea what it's about.
I can only assume Groose is Ganon?
No.
Ganon? Groose?
Ganon doesn't
Both
exist
red
in
hair?
the game. No, Ben. Groose is white.
Oh, shit.
Ganon's never white. A bad guy can't be white. What are you talking
Thanks,
about?
Nintendo. Good thing they're never political, right?
Oh, boy.
What time is it?
But Impa's black in the game.
And she dies.
No, she doesn't.
You just said she dies.
I
You
don't-
liar. You fucking liar.
Oh my god! How quickly
You're always embarrassing me on my own Zelda shit.
phylactery. That's 43 minutes.
What are you thinking?
You want to call it? We got some good topics down. Talked about Legend of Zelda a lot.
Yeah, I talked about a lot of theories more than we did anything else. Yeah, let's call it there, see if the fucking Sugafest is up.
Oh yeah? Alright guys, that was Cookies and Milk. I give those cookies a solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll go 7 out of 10.
Alright, alright guys.
Later, and remember, if you enjoyed watching, or enjoyed listening to, like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, we're trying that out since... Oh, fuck.
Fucking
Rebel put his tail on the phone, because he's being a little ass. But yeah, we're trying that out now since... I might ask people to do it.
Yeah.
But who knows how long they stay in this game, in this video, in this game.
It doesn't hurt.
Alright. Bye, guys.